Still Life at the Penguin Café was ahead of its time.
It was a very successful ballet right from the outset. Really captured audiences' imaginations. It was a great way of finishing a triple bill. I don't know if it's finishing this one, but it's a great way to send the audience home. So we did it a lot. There wasn't a point where you went, oh no, it's Penguin Café again.
It's a ballet which deals with a very serious subject, but with a smile on the face, in an almost light-hearted way. It has incredible charm, and this somehow makes the message of this ballet all the more poignant.
I think it's always interesting when choreographers find a way to illustrate something like an animal in a particular form of choreography. Obviously it comes out of a classical base, that's his background, but he develops unique steps for each creature, steps that you wouldn't see danced in another context.
The physical language was not only about how that animal might move. So the monkey, does that characteristic sort of monkey walk, and the rat is quite quick and on its feet. But he also imagined, I guess it was human characteristics for each animal. For instance, I was the Utah longhorned ram, which has these huge horns. So for him, they looked like sort of Ginger Rogers' hairstyle. Had those sort of 40s hairstyles that wrapped around, and he imagined that. So he imagined that this Utah longhorned ram was a sort of a Ginger Rogers character, but really rather chic and might be having a glass of champagne on the side. So he added these characteristics which made them recognisable not just as animals, but as types, so that we could recognise ourselves in them.
I think the score for Still Life at the Penguin Café is interesting because it's inherently a minimalist piece, which means that there are little figures in the orchestra which get repeated. It's rhythmically extremely lively, and the orchestration is very telling. He uses the orchestra in quite an intimate way, I suppose, because the original piece was written for a small group of players. But it translates to the big orchestra very well, and the music supports the action on stage very clearly.
That one is the Cape Zebra. Now, the Cape Zebra was danced by a principal called Philip Broomhead, who was incredibly flexible, wasn't he? He was a very bendy dancer. And he was surrounded by catwalk models, and we would strut and pose, and we'd have little gestures like putting our lipstick on, doing our blusher. And then the monkey, because of course it's about us partying while we destroy the earth. That's the message. And so we are at the Penguin Café having a great time doing our numbers, and the monkey is the final party animal. And he comes on, and we all join in with him, and everybody, all the characters come on, and it's a big moment. And then, of course, we feel the drops of rain. And that's the point where we take off our masks and recognise that behind the partying and behind all the glamour and the glitz, actually, human beings are destroying the planet.